Have you ever found yourself trapped in the whirlwind of starting exciting new projects, only to leave them unfinished? You know, that book you started writing, the instrument you started playing, or that dream business plan that's still just a dream. You started with a bang, and then it just faded away. And that's what we're going to unpack today. It's more than just finishing a task. It's really about honoring a commitment to yourself. It's about building trust with yourself. It's about fostering a habit of persistence and resilience. But when we leave things unfinished, we rob ourselves of the joy of accomplishment and the growth that comes with it. So, are you ready to shift gears and embrace the power of completion? You already know what time it is. Let's make it happen. Hi, I'm Ryan Johnson from coachingoverflow.co, the place where we pour into the lives of impact-driven coaches so that you can feel happy, healthy, and wealthy, and then overflow into the lives of your clients. Do you see this? It's a bridge, or rather, a half bridge. It's an unfinished project, just like the many projects that we start but don't finish. Now, what's the use of a bridge that leads to nowhere? Isn't it just a waste of effort and resources? I mean, just like this half-built bridge, did you know that your unfinished task could be leading your potential towards a dead end? See, each time you leave a task unfinished, a dream started and then abandoned, it's like adding another bridge to nowhere in your life. And over time, you've not just got a series of half-completed tasks, but you also have a network of bridges that lead you nowhere. Now remember, every unfinished task is like a bridge to nowhere that's halting your progress and limiting your growth. But you don't want to let your potential lead to a dead end, right? So it's time to complete those bridges and pave the path towards your dreams. Let me share a personal story with you. So for about a decade and a half, I was a successful real estate investor and I built most of my business using a virtual team. So back then, I decided I wanted to create a digital course for real estate investors. And the course would be designed to help them understand and effectively use virtual assistants. Now keep in mind, this was before virtual assistants were really a big thing. So I was excited about it. I envisioned how this was going to revolutionize the way real estate investors operate, and I started creating scripts, drafted modules, and I filmed videos. But then other commitments began to creep in. Work got busier, family needed more of my time, and my focus on the course started to wane. And slowly but surely, it turned into a bridge leading nowhere. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and my course never saw the light of day. Meanwhile, I saw my peers launch similar courses, help real estate investors streamline their operations, and succeed in the space that I had initially identified. So that experience taught me a crucial lesson about the importance of finishing what I start and about not building bridges that lead nowhere. It was a wake-up call that every unfinished task is an unseized opportunity. It's potential that's unrealized. So that's why I'm here with you, sharing this journey. Your dreams, your projects, your courses need to be completed. They're meant to bridge the gap between you and your goals. And remember, an unfinished bridge leads nowhere, but a finished bridge, it can connect you to limitless possibilities. So, scientifically, why is it so important to finish what we start? What does science have to say about our half-built bridges? Well, let's talk about it. Let's introduce the Zeigarnik effect. Ever heard of it? Well, the Zeigarnik effect is a psychological principle named after its discoverer, Bluma Zeigarnik, a Russian psychologist. She noticed that waiters in a restaurant could remember complex orders that were in progress, but once the order was finished and delivered, they quickly forgot the details. This got her wheels spinning. So she conducted a study and found that people remember uncompleted or uninterrupted tasks better than completed ones. So let me break it down. Our brains have a kind of open loop for unfinished tasks. We keep thinking about them. They nag at us. They occupy our mental energy until we get them done and close the loop. The problem is these open loops, these unfinished tasks, these half-built bridges, they create mental clutter, stress, and they drain our cognitive resources. So, scientifically speaking, leaving tasks unfinished doesn't just represent lost opportunities or unrealized potential, it also affects our well-being, our productivity, and our peace of mind. So finishing what we start is not just a good habit or a moral virtue. It's a necessity for our mental health, for our cognitive efficiency, and for our overall success. So let's start closing these open loops. Let's turn those bridges to nowhere into bridges that lead to fulfillment and success. So how can we ensure we're not building bridges to nowhere? How can we motivate ourselves to finish what we start? Well, let me share some practical tips with you. 1, prioritize. See, not every task is created equal. So identify the most important ones, the ones that align with your personal or professional goals, and focus on those first. And be sure to allocate your resources effectively. 2, break it down. See, large tasks can be intimidating and overwhelming. So break them down into smaller, manageable parts. Imagine a big boulder is your task, and trying to lift the whole thing at once is going to be tough, right? But what if you break it down into smaller, more manageable pieces? So it's much easier to handle now, right? See, the beauty of breaking things down is that every small part you finish gives you the motivation to take on the next. 3, set realistic deadlines. So having a specific time frame provides a sense of urgency and helps maintain focus. But remember, the deadline should be realistic. See, setting unattainable deadlines can lead to unnecessary stress and eventual burnout. And then 4, eliminate distractions. So identify what commonly distracts you and find ways to minimize these distractions. So it could be turning off your phone notifications or designating a specific quiet place for work. And then finally 5, celebrate progress. So don't wait until the end to celebrate. Rewarding yourself after completing each part keeps the motivation high and makes the process enjoyable. These are simple yet powerful steps that can help you finish what you start, transforming those bridges to nowhere and to bridges leading to success. So let's stop constructing unfinished bridges, and instead let's focus on building solid bridges that lead to our dreams. Because remember, you are capable, you are powerful, and you can finish what you start. So commit to building your bridges to success. All right, here's where you put your money where your mouth is. It's time for the completion challenge. This is where we put everything that we've learned into action. So, are you ready to flex your completion muscles? Here's the challenge for you. Step 1, identify that pesky, unfinished task that's lurking in your life, that's gnawing at your consciousness. So, does this task align with your bigger goals? Once you have it in sight, mark it as a priority and write it down. Challenge step 2. Let's slice and dice this task into manageable chunks. And remember, each completed chunk is a victory. So write down the manageable task. Challenge step 3. Assign a completion date to your task. Remember, you don't want it occupying your mind any more than it should. Challenge step 4. Take a look around. Spot those distractions, both internal and external. And eliminating them is a crucial part of your strategy. See, every distraction that's eliminated is a step towards your success. And finally, challenge step 5, celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Remember, every closed loop, every completed part is a bridge fully built. So, are you in? Will you take on the completion challenge? If so, take a moment and share that unfinished task that you're committing to complete in the comments below. Remember this, every unfinished task is a half-built bridge that's taking up valuable space in your mind. But you have the power to finish what you start, to build your bridges from beginning to end. And regardless of the half bridges that you've abandoned in the past, every single moment is an opportunity for a new beginning. And your opportunity to finish what you start is right now. So I want to hear from you. I'm challenging you to participate in our completion challenge. Share your progress, your victories, and your experiences in the comments below. Let's support each other in this journey. Because look, this isn't just a YouTube video. It's a community. It's a place where we can learn, grow, and succeed together. And remember, your bridges aren't going to nowhere. They're leading to your goals, to your success, to a fulfilled and productive life. Now, if you found value in this video, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with someone who might need this message. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel for more helpful and inspiring content. So until next time, keep pouring into your life so that you can overflow into others. So let's start closing these open loops. Let's start. Provides a sense of urgency and. So are you ready to flex your complexion? Your complexion. completion message. Remember, every unfinished task is like a bridge to nowhere, halting your progress, limiting your growth. But you don't. Let me share a personal story with you for